your
Yeah,
quarantine
yeah.
like?
Well, nothing much to say, man. I mean, I've been at home. Aren't we all? Well, I have been busy with podcasting. I still have work. I work online, so it hasn't really
Oh, okay. Hmm.
affected my work life. I still have projects here and there,
Hmm.
and on the contrary, my business actually picked up more thi- because of the quarantine than it was way back. So yeah, that's what's keeping me busy, and I have, I get some good hours every day of gaming. I usually work like 3 hours tops every day, so the rest of the day is gaming and all
That's
that.
fantastic. I wish I could work 3 hours a day, like 3 hours a day. That sounds amazing. As far as like my
Yeah,
schedule goes,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, in my line of work, it's like not set, I guess.
Uh
It just
huh.
depends on the time of year, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
because I don't know if I told you this before, but I'm a gamer at the Alamo Draft House. It's a bar, restaurant.
Ah,
So
okay,
it's kind
okay.
of a little bit everywhere. Honestly, it's weird. I'm so used to doing a bunch of nonsense that now I'm doing a bunch of nonsense at home.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like,
Well,
oh,
it
okay.
full circle, man, full circle.
Seriously, it's just like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is what we're doing. I mean, it's pretty great. I mean, again, I can't really complain. As far as me, man, I played Hollow Knight before.
Yes, I have heard of the game. I tried it once, but I don't have it right now. I don't have it installed. I've been busy with, yeah, pretty much Final Fantasy 7 all month.
Although you're trying to get the platinum, right? Is that
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah, right now. It's proving a little bit more difficult.
I'm sure. I mean, I know I have a friend doing it on hard right now. He's doing a hard run through, and
Hmm.
he was just telling me, like, when you get to Hell House, you get a bunch of those, what are they called? Thornberries? I forget what they're called.
Yeah, the Tonberries.
Yeah, the Thornberries.
It's
And you
crazy.
get two Thornberries in the Hell House, and the minute you defeat them both, he spawns another one. So it's just constantly fighting the Hell House and the Thornberries, and I'm just like, dude, that sucks. Because it's like your Aerith when she like
Yeah,
she
I
doesn't
mean
really have
you
anything
can't
great.
you can't ignore the Tonberries because they can pretty much one hit you.
So now I hate
So
it.
that
Like,
sucks. Yeah.
all I learned from that is like you just have to block him. If you block it, he doesn't mind damage you a little bit, but you don't one shot.
Cool. I did. Wow. Really, really.
Yeah, well, at least on regular mode. I don't know about hard.
On regular mode. Okay.
Hard,
Okay.
hard could be a different story, and I'm giving you tips to just die apparently. But at least when I was playing the game, because like when you first get introduced to them with Rude, um, or not Rude, the bandits or whatever. I forgot how they get
Yeah.
introduced, and I'm just like, I kept dying. I died like 4 or 5 times. And I'm just like, I'm worthless. I don't know how to kill this thing. And call it. At one point, I was like, I'm just gonna block it. Fuck it. Like, fuck that. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna definitely go for it. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
it stopped it. So like, literally the minute he would hit me, I was like, oh, legit. And I would just unload on him and just kind of keep an eye out for like his movement to do it. And that was it. I mean, after that, it was real easy. So I don't know if Joseph's here right now, but Joseph, try that. If that's still an issue, it probably isn't because that guy's really good at it. But I just remember that really, really frustrating at some point.
I'm gonna try that. I'm actually at chapter 17 on hard.
Oh man,
And yeah,
sounds
it's
crazy.
just one more chapter, man, and I got the trophy.
And that 17's so long, and like I know
Yeah,
we talked about it
exactly.
in the podcast a little bit more, but it's so intense. I think that's one of my favorites personally, just as far as like what they make you go through. By the way, y'all, this is a spoiler-filled show.
Oh
Just
yeah,
to
yeah.
disclaim that before anyone
Disclaimer.
spoiled it for me. Like, I'm sorry, it's been out for almost 2 months. You got to figure out your shit.
Yeah, it's your fault. If you
Yeah.
haven't played it, it's your fault, man.
It's like, don't watch this. This is specifically
Yeah.
what this show is about for the most part.
it starts with. All right, now I don't remember where it starts. It starts when you get into Shinra, right?
I think you
And
just arrive, and yeah, once you
Yeah.
enter the building, that's it.
yeah, until you fight who's this at the end? Oh man, what's his name? The Shinra, the kid,
Rufus.
Rufus, yeah.
Mhm.
Until you fight Rufus. That's the whole 17.
Well, there's still more after that.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
That one, I don't even know what it's called. I'm really bad with the names of the enemies. But that thing sucked. That was fun.
Yeah. On regular, it sucked already.
That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
know.
Yeah.
You know, what the heck am I getting myself into? Hard mode.
You should have streamed that. I would have loved to see it on hard because I don't think I'm gonna replay it just yet since I'm working on Hollow Knight now. But it's definitely something I would love to see. Some of it, I wouldn't say it was easy. It just was smooth. If that makes sense. It was just, oh, okay, this isn't too hard because I think still to this day, like the worst part of that game for me, at least at the moment, was like the Leviathan. Like,
Oh wow, I hate that fight. I hate that fight. I don't understand the mechanics. I don't I just what the heck is this?
man,
It was one of my worst fights.
I did a lot of research to beat that guy, and well, it's because I know they said you should be at a certain level to face him,
Mhm.
and I was just like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm like 8 levels lower, like, I'm down. Like, I'm gonna beat you. That's just kind of like what I want. Man. It took forever. I want to say that fight alone for me took maybe either an hour and a half or an hour 45 worth of streaming. It was just constant death for like the first hour. Like, it was just
Same here,
dying.
same here.
It was just so much. That stupid title was nonsense.
Yeah. And that was just on regular. I just didn't understand. I couldn't understand the mechanics of it.
Yeah.
And I just kept, what the heck is this? What do I do? And I see on YouTube right now these hard mode 0 damage runs, and what the heck, man? This took me 2 hours, and you did this in 5 minutes on hard mode with no damage. It's crazy.
Were they maxed out? I mean, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think so.
The end of the max is level 50. I think is where they cap it.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. I don't see myself playing it just yet again. Because I loved it too much. I have to cherish it for a little bit before I try to annoy myself. And try
To ruin the experience.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I mean, it's such a weird thing. But yeah, man, Hollow Knight, dude. That game is legit.
Yeah.
I was watching some streams of it, and I saw, I guess, someone fighting the hardest boss in the game, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, there's no way I'm gonna beat this. Like seriously, it looked intense. I think it was called Nightmare Grim or something like that. And like all his movesets, because like I mean that game is really just focusing on the way every enemy attacks you. Because it's very distinct on how you attack. You just you have that one little small swing and spells and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
But it was just kind of like, I always focus on the enemy and what they're doing. So I was looking at that fight, dude, and I swear on my life, I can't. Like, I will not be able to. I'm gonna keep streaming it and pretend there's hope, but like, I was just like, what is happening? Like things were coming out of the ground. He was shooting Ghost out, and like he was moving like at this crazy speed where I was dying. I was dying with like this stupid moth thing in like the first 2 hours of the game that you meet or something. I'm just like, yep, this might not go well because man, it's fun though. Like I really enjoy it. Like it stresses me out because it reminds me of like Bloodborne or Dark Souls. But, like,
Oh yeah.
obviously more like in the shape of Dead Cells. But, it's just such a pretty game too. Really, really pretty. So,
Yeah. I mean, all of the games are really fun until you try to like finish everything. Until you try that platinum, until you try those optional bosses, optional fights, and all that. It just, I don't know. In a sense, it ruins the experience because you you try to complete it and you just get stressed out. But at the same time, you're enjoying, and when you do finish it, yeah, it's just, oh yeah, yes, finally, I got that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was losing my shit on my last stream because I could not beat that thing, and I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes because I don't know what there is to do. Like that's the problem. You get the other direction, so it's just kind of like
Yeah.
explore the caves and figure out where you go. All right, well, this is not. I mean, it is free, but it's just like it's tough. But I'm enjoying it a lot. I mean, that's honestly. And then like I've been playing Borderlands 3 as well with a couple friends of mine. Borderlands 3 is fun. Like I think the only complaint I have is like, the antagonist is awful.
Okay.
And the way it runs, it just doesn't run as smooth for a console at least. I know it runs fantastic on PC, but like console-wise, like there's a lot of frame drops. It's just weird. It doesn't feel smooth at all. So it's not killing the experience, but it's not bad. Definitely.
Yeah.
Borderlands 2 is still like hands down. At this point.
Well, I mean, we're entering a new console generation, man. It's amazing, and yeah, I think we're gonna be talking about a little more of that too a little later, I guess.
Yeah.
But PS5, that demo was crazy. The demo was crazy good.
Yeah, I mean, I want to fire button.
Yeah,
Just gotta wait for it, right? It's one of those things where, like, yeah, no, I'm pretty stoked for what's to come next gen wise. I just need to know the price tag. That's one thing.
Oh yeah,
Over
definitely.
that tag. There's rumors that it'll be fair because they're just gonna take the hit. And I know Microsoft is doing that because, mind you, they've been losing the console wars. So
Oh man, they're just
have to.
waiting. They're waiting for each other to reveal the price. So
I mean,
who knows? Who goes first?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But it's crazy. I can't wait to get into it. We're about to get into it in like
Yeah.
a minute, not even. I'm about to, actually, we're just gonna start. Can't wait.
Cool.
Let's
Go ahead.
Right. Hey guys, welcome to Sick Parvis Magna podcast, and in our first edition of Shoot the Shit series, we are actually gonna talk with Gian. I feel like I botched that.
Yeah.
Did I botch that?
It's Gian.
Gian.
It's Gian.
Gian. Okay, I'm so bad at names. But we're here with Gian, and my dog keeps jumping on my table, and it's weird. Sorry, everybody. But yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about a lot of Final Fantasy next gen technology and a whole lot of other stuff, I'm sure. So, Gian, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell them a little about yourself
Cool.
before we go on.
Awesome. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Gian Dakay. I'm a podcaster and a freelancer online. I actually live in the Philippines, and yeah, like everyone else, I'm stuck at home. So yeah, it's more of the video game side, maybe some movie trips here and there with my wife at home, and yeah, that's mostly been what's been happening lately. Yeah, I'm sure everyone's in the same situation right now.
Yeah, it's like no one wants to talk about it because they're already over talking about it and just want it to be over
Yeah,
more than anything.
exactly.
So that makes sense. So, But yeah, man. I mean, so happy you're on. This has actually been an episode in the making since what, the beginning of March.
Yeah,
like,
since March.
like
It's great to finally, yeah, great to finally launch this.
I know it's crazy. I think I forgot what we were supposed to do. It just that one didn't happen because we got our times mixed
Yeah,
up, and then time zones apparently are something I can't figure out. Um,
it it can be difficult. It can be difficult. We it's what it's 8 p.m. over there, right?
yes, it's 8 p.m. over here.
Yeah,
We're in Central Time Zone. No,
it's 9 a.m. here. So yeah,
Jesus, that's
it's
13-hour difference. God,
exactly
but we're doing it international, baby. Yeah,
exactly. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
that's so funny. But yeah, it's been 3 months in the or 2.5 months in the making,
Just
and
about.
we finally, and it's honestly my fault because I take my time with games, unfortunately. So because this game was out since what,
Yeah.
like middle March or right middle March or April 2nd. I don't
Oh
remember.
man, I don't remember. I don't
I don't
remember.
remember either.
It was something I was waiting for, and now I don't remember. Yeah, so I think it was March.
Yeah, I want to say it
Yeah,
was March.
just about. Yeah.
Yeah, March 2nd. There you go. But yeah, I mean, I took forever to pass the game, and now I've passed it. I've researched a lot of stuff, and that's what we're going to talk about. And I think the first thing
Cool.
we're going to touch on is, okay, give me your overall rating of the game, because I guess I'm going to compare a lot of stuff to IGN, but IGN I
Uh-huh.
believe gave it an 8 out of 10 currently, which personally I don't agree with. Um, but where's your
Yeah.
head at with that?
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I've played the original. I don't know, 9, 10 times, 10 times over, on the PS1, on PC, multiple times when they released it on Steam again.
Yeah,
Well,
they did do a
for
PC
the
release, huh? Yeah.
yeah, they did. They released it on PC and re-released it on PC. I don't know how many times.
It's been
And
re-released like I don't know how many times. It's so
yeah,
bad.
they're going for the record, I guess. Well, for the remake, I
Yeah.
guess I can confidently give it a 10 out of 10. It's something I would see myself. I rate my games by how much likely I would play it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Like one of those games would be Final Fantasy 15. I just find myself I mean it's not the best story, I agree with that,
Yeah.
but I find myself playing it over and over and over again, like maybe a couple times each month. You know what? I'm gonna pick up my Final Fantasy 15, maybe play it a few hours, and yeah, I see myself doing that with this game,
Uh
Final
huh.
Fantasy 7 Remake. It's fun, especially because not really the story. It's a whole new story, but I mean it still stays the same with the original Final Fantasy 7 at in some aspects, but you really see the characters. I'm trying to look for the word. You really see the characters live, because there's more character development here. They take more time to introduce like the Avalanche members and even the main characters. They have their stories a bit more fleshed out in this game, and you can relate more. I mean, outside of the
The
weird
crazy,
theories, yeah, the
crazy
crazy.
Mako that like powers our planet that we're sucking dry.
Oh
Which
yeah, yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
in a
yeah, yeah.
way, it's kind of real if you really think about
Exactly,
it.
exactly.
So, but yeah, I feel that.
No, I agree. I agree. And yeah, so overall, I really love the game. I love the direction they're going, and because I'm a fair fan of Kingdom Hearts, and I don't know, it's
Oh no,
going,
no, this
it's
dreaded
going
conversation.
there. Yeah.
God.
But yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail with that. But yeah, it's going in that direction. Different things happening, different quote unquote timelines and all that. So I know I enjoy it. As a game, I don't want to compare it with the original Final Fantasy. I want to consider it as a remake. Like they just
Yeah.
recreated a new Final Fantasy VII game, something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm actually totally aligned with that because that's
Cool.
why personally I personally give it a 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And my reasoning for that is like one, exactly what you said. I think Final Fantasy VII remake is truly a remake, but it's also a remake and a sequel at the same time. And we're gonna touch on
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for me on like why it's that way. So and that's another thing. Like I felt like at one point I was comparing the game to the original, and then I
Mm-hmm,
caught myself
mm-hmm.
saying like, oh no, this is like its own thing. Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean. So that's what I really
After a
enjoyed.
while, you realize that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know also too like I really enjoyed the battle system. I mean personally like
Oh,
you can't
wow. Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
destroy the original FF7 because I mean turn-based combat has always been something I preferred over just say the battle system like
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 15. Like it's like trying to meet both ways and it didn't work out for me. And this
Mm-hmm,
one, like in
mm-hmm.
my opinion, like if Final Fantasy's battle system was just like the way Final Fantasy 7 remake was, I'd be all in, like all in, no
Oh yeah.
doubt,
Oh
just
yeah.
because I really enjoyed it. But their battle system was great. Side quest, I didn't hate all of it because I know they gave a lot of like drag and fillers, what a lot of it would call. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I think the end game to a lot of them mattered. There's some that didn't. I'll be honest
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. There's some that were just like, oh, okay, this was kind of dumb. But
Another fetch quest, another, kill
yeah,
this monster. Yeah.
yeah, like there, but like some of it, I think it was worth it. Could they elaborate a little bit more on certain things? Sure, but I think it was good to, I guess, see Cloud more and interact with people and just become this other person
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
side quest versus just the main story. So I enjoyed that, and I I just really enjoyed the voice acting. Honestly, like I know people have their complaints about certain people. Um,
Ah, yeah, yeah.
um, there's definitely one I have a complaint about, and again, guys, spoilers. If anyone's listening, spoilers before everyone's like, "What?" Um, Zach was the worst voice actor of the whole game, which is really unfortunate. Um, at least for me, because it was just like when you think of Crisis Core and then you think of Seven remake, it's
Uh-huh.
just like, what the fuck happened to you?
I don't know. I
Um,
don't really remember his voice in Crisis Core. I
it,
played it once.
mhm.
I really like Crisis Core, but I wasn't exactly, 100% into it, so I don't really remember his voice
Yeah,
over there. So I didn't really mind that.
it just, oh man, it's in
It didn't
compare.
work.
Maybe that's my problem, like with comparing them, but like it was just like not what I expected for being the badass that he is. Like
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
because like him as a character, just in itself, it was just so different. But but yeah, I really enjoyed the voice acting. I mean, I think they nailed it with the casting, even though it was a lot of people that are not like they're well known, but they're not super well known. Um, and I found that out
Yeah.
recently because like Cody Christian, this was actually his first
Mm-hmm.
game. He's never done a game
Uh-huh.
before. This was his first game, so that was really impressive out of him. Barrett, Barrett's character done a lot of work in the video game world, and he was honestly the best one. Probably the best voice actor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Like,
agree. I agree.
God, he was so good. Like everything, he was hilarious. Everything about him. Tifa, I thought she did a fair job. I felt like there was not enough lines for her at some point. It felt like they
Mm-hmm.
diluted her, which honestly, that's just kind of how the story goes up until where they are now. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And then Aerith, I think people had their complaints about like her sounding like almost like an airhead and like too innocent. But it's like, I think that's just always been how she's portrayed. And also like, as we get into it more, like she has something to hide. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
the way I'm seeing
Yeah,
that
on
more
on
than
the
ever.
next chapter of
Hmm.
Final Fantasy VII, it would be a lot of, for the new players who haven't played the original.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a wild ride. And a fun fact, I actually invited Brianna White, Aerith's voice actress. I
Uh-huh.
actually invited her over for the podcast for a talk.
Oh my god, that's
And
amazing.
yeah, and well, unfortunately, it didn't it didn't work out.
That's hilarious
So
though.
yeah, well, I did try, I did try, but yeah, I guess not that not yet big enough though. I don't know. I'm gonna try out, the other voice actors, try to
Yeah,
get them on my podcast. It would be cool, I think.
that would be dope. And
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna turn on the light because it's getting dark over here. Because
Sure thing,
I had
sure
natural
thing.
light on. So 1 second, yo. Yeah. So
Cool, cool, cool.
did you happen to see Brianna White's like reaction to meeting Cloud because she was playing through the game?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that was like,
I don't know. I don't know about that. If that was all right, no hating, but I don't know if that was genuine or not. I mean, if I did a voice acting project, or maybe even a big project in my opinion, and
mm-hmm.
see myself do it, I don't see myself having a reaction like that.
I don't know. I'm very curious at how genuine it was because I mean, she was just honestly not in much. So like this, her being a
Hmm,
part of
hmm.
this is crazy, because her background was probably the least from everyone on the cast, and I was about it. Honestly, I was just like, that's cool. I mean, like you're happy that you did that, and that's cool. How genuine,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
but I could get behind if it was real for sure.
Yeah, if it was real, then cool, cool.
Um, okay, so moving on. Um, as far as theories, kind of want to dig into theories
Ah,
already because I feel like
here,
it's going to take
yeah.
a long time because it just kind of is what it is with this game. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to share yours. I feel like ours might be similar, which is great because
It
yeah,
would, I bet.
because I feel pretty confident about what I've heard and what I've read, and also just piecing it together to make it make sense. I feel like I have that as well. Well, somewhat sense because I mean they're not the best at exactly doing this, but
Yeah.
so so we'll just go from there. But yeah, you know what? You could go ahead and start before I do.
Okay. Well, initially, while I was playing, I did get oh man, this is gonna be like some alternate timeline kind of shit. And yeah, that was initially my reaction to it all until I finished, because I never went over to social media, YouTube, and all that while I was playing the game, because I didn't want to spoil myself
Yeah,
at
of
all.
course.
So yeah, over the course while I was playing, I had that, oh man, this is gonna be an alternate timeline for sure. And after finishing the game, I went ahead and checked other people's reactions. I follow different, like, especially Maximilian dude. I'm not sure if you're following him on YouTube.
I think you mentioned that to me, or someone has, because his
Yeah,
name feel like it's popping up a lot. So
yeah, and yeah, I just was looking forward to his reaction, and yeah, it's all like quite similar.
that makes sense. I mean, like what's crazy for me is how like they combined all all past three contents of Final Fantasy VII. And when I say that, I
Yeah.
say Crisis Core, the original game, and Advent Children, and they combined all of them,
Mm.
which is kind of insane. Because like, let's start back with the whole idea that like Aerith knows more than she leads on.
Yeah, it's like she feels that it's already happened. I don't know. She knows what's gonna happen, that it's not going according to plan, something like that. Yeah.
Well, see, what's crazy is like, so let's go back to when the plate's gonna drop. So they're outside
Mm-hmm.
that tower before Tifa takes off to go help Cloud. Specifically, Aerith knows nothing about Marlene. They have never mentioned
Yeah, yeah,
Marlene,
yeah, yeah.
and she's like, Oh yeah, you want me to go get Marlene, right? And Tifa's just like, yeah, what? Like a huge like, how do you know that? And she's like, whatever, go ahead and go. So they go get her. So that's definitely one like clue. Like she knows more than she lets on.
I mean, cool. I didn't even catch that.
Right,
Nice.
right.
Yeah.
That's insane. When I was there at first, I was just thinking about that too, and I was like, wait a minute. Like when she
That is
mentioned
insane.
that.
That is insane.
So that's like clue number one, that like alternate timeline, something's going on. So then we, fast forward to pretty much like throughout a lot of the game, there's a lot of memories that Cloud is having. He's having a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
visions.
not supposed to be there
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So he's having a lot of visions, and there's a specific one where this is when Aerith is taking you back to Sector 7, and this is the one where he has a tear in his eye because he sees Aerith die, and
Yeah.
basically,
Spoiler.
yeah, I mean, again, spoiler filled show. He sees Aerith die, and then Aerith is
Yeah.
just like, oh, whatever, like ignoring it completely because she knows what he's seeing. And a lot of the times where she sees her death, like Aerith is always like, nah, don't worry about it. Like, this is just kind of like where we're going. And so then let's talk about pretty much the entirety of Chapter 18. So the Arbiters of Fate and the Whisperers. So the Whisperers are obviously the ones that keep Fate from, like, in control. That's the big thing. They're keeping everything in control. And, Chapter 18 is all about defying fate. And there's going to be a lot of controversy as far as, like, everyone, as we move forward, and as I continue to explain this, but, like, just so everyone understands the backing from it. So when they're fighting the Arboretors of Fate, you notice the huge one is basically, obviously the main one that is Fate itself. And then you're facing the three. And the three, if you look at them closely, one is a sword, one has fists, and one is shooting, which is all representation of the original crew, which is Tifa, Barrett, and Cloud.
Yeah. I can't believe I missed that. Dude, man. Okay.
Right? It blew my mind when I fucking like, oh shit, like that's a thing. Like, oh god. So that's them basically destroying their entire fates throughout the game. So obviously, as they destroy fate and they change the reality, fast forward to where Cloud is with, Sephiroth. So obviously he just defeated Sephiroth. And then there's what it seems to be another Sephiroth. Because it's not the same Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Cloud knows he's beaten him. So he says this whole mysterious thing about like 7 seconds. Yeah, 7 seconds. How are you going to react? And everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck does that mean? And front facing, it definitely defines the whole meteor crashing in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
But this one, I've run several videos to test this because it's technically a loophole, or it's technically kind of there and it's not. But 7 seconds also defines Aerith's death. So when you're in this shot of Aerith's death in the original game, depending on which second they're talking about, it is 7 seconds as he drops in Pale Hair. Because it just depends on what they consider the drop to be. Because if you look at like several YouTube videos, it just depends on when you consider the drop to actually happen. But it happens roughly around, honestly, 7 to 8.5 seconds. It's just pretty much in line with that. So like the minute he says that, Cloud reacts in a weird way. Now, here's the crazy gut punch to all that. So Aerith and Sephiroth are the only ones acting weird because they know what the fate holds. And they're also the only ones that died. Yeah. So when you go back on the original game, Aerith and Sephiroth are the only ones that ever die. Now.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So we go back to the original game, and this is something that, like, this is why, according to them, this whole timeline is going to be changed due to this. So Aerith, obviously, it's not necessarily her wanting to live, and I want that to definitely be the case. Like, everyone understand that. I don't know if she's going back to save herself, but it's definitely.
Oh man.
Yeah, like it's definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, like this is crazy. Like it gets crazy, dude. It gets really crazy. But like basically, like obviously, Aerith and Sephiroth being in the know-how. So if everyone remembers how Final Fantasy VII ends, you know, you guys see it get saved by the meteor, but then you see Red run
Yeah.
with a cub, and all of humanity's been destroyed after 500 years. So when you really think about it, they didn't save the world. It still ended up destroying everything in sight anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So the big picture thing here is obviously Sephiroth wants to live and become, the ruler. That's his goal in mind. But Aerith truly wants to save the world. Because she's letting stuff play out the way they should or differently to change and alter that. It could be like, everyone's saying it could be that she may not die. I don't think that's the case. Because
even me, I don't think that's the case.
I mean, I know it's like a huge fan service. Like anyone that loved Aerith, like they're gonna go for it and like they're gonna do it. And unless they give you the option to, I mean, I hope they don't. I kind of hope they stick with her death because that's just me personally.
Yeah,
the reason to all this. Unless they do it,
it has weight. It has weight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where like I'm starting to question like how exactly does she anticipate to not change that? You know what I mean? Because like that same course of events that happens, that's just part of it. And then here's another thing that's different. I mean, obviously Zach. I think a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a couple of people I know that were upset that he was alive, and a part of me I get it because it's Zach. I mean that's how did Cloud get the Buster Sword?
Yeah.
And
I mean now if in this case there are gonna be two Buster Swords. I don't know.
Well, see, and then that's the actual separate timeline. So like there's alternating, like there's technically 3 timelines when we look at this whole grand scale. So we have the original.
Yeah.
We have the original game, Crisis Core, which is intertwined. And then we have remakes. And now we have an unknown timeline with
like
Zack.
Zack timeline. Okay.
So now what's crazy is like the yellow flower, the meaning of reunion, like obviously like I personally feel like they're gonna eventually cross path again in Destiny's Cross Paths because that's basically what they broke the minute they passed through that game.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I know as far as theories speaking, like I think it's possible that they all reunite. I think Aerith and Zack still die because I think having them stay alive will just piss everyone off because it just doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
But I think it's definitely this is a separate timeline that Aerith and Sephiroth are fully aware of, and just to support that theory of like why there's another Sephiroth. I don't think I mentioned this. So we go back to Advent Children. This is where Advent Children comes into effect.
Yeah.
So Advent Children is insane because like the whole point of that movie is bringing Sephiroth back. Pieces of him, though he was already dead, obviously. So, in the original timeline, somehow he was brought back, aware of the way things played out, and tried to go to another timeline to completely reverse it and still become a god. Because that is still in the universe possible.
Yes.
So it's just a whole lot of shit.
It fits, yeah.
It's a whole lot of shit, like on as far as like what they plan on doing next.
Because, I mean, I've seen this theory about, because Zack is supposedly alive now, and instead of Cloud having to be there when Aerith dies and having to be the one to lay down Aerith, it's gonna be Zack this time, and I mean, it's wow. Zack
That seems interesting because. I mean, what I'm curious is like how are they going to make it sense where they cross timelines?
Exactly, because Cloud would have known. Cloud would have known. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's so interesting as far as like all this being intertwined, and like I said, like it being a remake and a sequel in itself. Because at this point, like we're seeing a whole other story. They defined a lot of. Like they sent it really fucking blatantly too. They're just like the unknown journey continues.
The unknown journey continues.
And
exactly.
with that, they're just gonna change some stuff up. And I personally, if I really think about like what happens after Midgar, I don't think there's anything specific outside of like Aerith dying is all I really care about.
Yeah, it's more of
it sounds awful, but like
because it becomes that's the transition from, I mean, in the original Final Fantasy VII, that's the transition from Midgard to open world.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're in this generation where it's like, how's the open world gonna look like now?
Yeah.
Because from the first game, the first remake game, it's a bit more confined. You have
Yeah.
tight spaces, tight alleys, as compared to, will they do it like a Final Fantasy 15 style open
Yeah.
world, or will they constrain players in maybe like smaller sections?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, and then like Cat Sith. Like, I'm curious about how if they're even gonna have the whole cast at this point. Because like I think what was really cool about Chapter 17, because I think there was some complaints about like Hojo's data compiling, which was, I'll admit,
Mm-hmm.
a little annoying, but I really liked it because I felt like they were experimenting how they're going to create different stories with different groups. Because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you're not going to build your team, because they obviously didn't let us do that this time around. So they were
Yeah,
trying to think like,
outside of, like, I mean, the main story and
yeah,
all that, it's pre-made teams.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think in 17 they really experiment with that. They really find out like, how are we going to do this to where like, we get a different story, or does it flow right? Does it make sense? I don't know if they got positive stuff for that or not. I personally enjoyed it because I thought that was cool. Like when they did separate several times, and at some point
Yeah.
you were Barrett and Aerith, and then you realize, what the fuck? I have two ranged characters on my team. This is fucking weird. Like, and I
Yeah.
really liked the dynamic it created. So like I'm curious at like how far the castle will go, the level design as far as like, are they going to keep it open world, or is it going to, I know they're going to go back, it sounds like they're going to go
Exactly.
back to the hometown of Cloud, which I can remember the name at the moment, but it's
Oh,
on the map.
calm. It's calm.
There you go. Yes. So
Yeah.
I know they're going to go back there. Temple of Ancients is going to be a thing as always.
Yes. Yeah. I
So
think it's gonna be up to that point. Wait. What do you think is a good what is a good cut for the second game?
personally, I think Eric's death happens sooner. I think it happens halfway through the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I
Like
think
like
I
if,
think
if they
so. I
if
think
they
so.
if they decide to go through with that, if that's like still their goal, I think they kill her in the middle of the game, because
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna need to find out really quickly if Zach is relevant. Because I think that's probably part of the problem with the story writing right now. Because like, just say like this was a one-time thing. Zach's alive in this universe, or in his own universe.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to include him on the current universe, and should they? Because I think that's the big question for a lot of people. Like, are they going to bring him back and have him team up with Aerith again? And there's this huge like crazy thing, and then either both of them get wiped out or something,
Mm-hmm.
something of that nature. But like, how would that even make sense? Like, how are they going to make that
Yeah.
make sense, right? So I don't know.
I don't even know if he should be playable.
I
I don't
hope,
think,
part of me
because
hopes he's not. Like, I hope that was
yeah,
just that Easter egg where,
yeah, you
you
have
know,
Cloud, and if you got Zach, it's
hmm
like basically the same guy, basically the same character.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really hope that they do involve him somehow. Um, like they find it makes sense, and also they both
Mm-hmm.
just end up unfortunately not living, because not that it would make for a better story, but I think as far as like their history, and I guess just honoring the old one. Um,
Yeah,
I guess it depends how they write
exactly.
it, mind you. Like, for all I know, they create an amazing story, which he's not
Yeah,
exactly
I
credible,
mean,
but it's just one of those things where like, it's really, to me, the biggest thing about this game right now is what they do with Zach, and if Zach becomes
yeah,
something
yeah,
important, or
yeah,
if
yeah.
he's just a nobody or whatever. But I definitely think if they leave out Zach, Eric dies, middle of the game, and I think they will end it pretty much when does the third act start again? Um, I'm trying to remember when the third act starts.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I know the Temple of the Ancients, I want to say in this, technically the ending of the second act. So I mean,
Yeah, because
it's also possible
you.
they have 4 games.
Oh man, four
You know, because
games.
I feel like there was like 4 acts in that whole original. Like if I could break down how that goes,
Yeah,
um,
three,
I
maybe
feel like
three
there's
or four sounds like what they're planning.
yeah, because if there's 4 games, it does end with Eric dying. If there's 3,
Maybe,
I don't know.
maybe.
I don't know where they end. They would have to make that one pretty long. That'd probably be the
But
longest one.
personally, I mean, personally, I think 3 games would be nice. I
Yeah,
mean, they did release with 3 discs,
yeah.
so 3 games would be like a nice Easter egg in itself.
No, I could get behind that. I just don't know where they
Yeah,
stop. But I
yeah,
definitely think
yeah,
if they decide to move forward with killing Aerith, it's middle of the game. It's gonna be
yeah.
like
That's the
the
thing,
craziest part.
it's all unknown from the moment they finished 7 remake. Everything is unknown, and yeah, we're just left guessing. We're just left with these crazy
And
theories, and
and what's crazy too, like when you really think about it, like Sephiroth is gonna. That's another key to this whole thing. Sephiroth is gonna do everything differently because he's
mm,
trying to avoid the same fate he already faced. So
yeah.
so Genova is like a whole other thing too. Like, where is that going as far as like
Yeah.
how is he bringing her back? And I don't know, man. I'm super. I just want to play as Red 13 and just be happy with my life because Red 13 was amazing. I fucking loved his character.
Another thing that comes to mind, yeah, talking about Sephiroth, we fought him at the end of this game. I mean, what do you think would happen in the succeeding parts? I mean, if they are gonna go with 4 parts, I mean, fighting Sephiroth 4 times at
Yeah,
the end, I mean, that's just, I mean,
you know,
I'm not down down for that.
no, I think we see more. I think they're really going to highlight the environment and the creatures in that. I mean, there's like Behemoth, Ultimate Weapon.
Uh-huh, yeah.
I think a lot of that's going to come into play. Um, I feel like you're not going to. I think you're going to see Sephiroth a lot, just like you saw him in this game. But I don't think you fight him. I think.
Yeah, that's
I,
what I mean, it would be overkill if all right. I mean, FF7 Remake Part 2 and you fight Sephiroth again at the end. I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of destroying the whole point.
yeah. It just gets really frustrating.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I personally think they'll wait for that build up, because I'm just curious if they're going to keep the whole cast. Like if they're going to bring Yuffie, they're going to bring Vincent, they're going to bring Sid, Cat Sith.
If they do bring
So
Yuffie, I think it would be like a Wu Tai part instead. I think that would fit more
I
than just
completely forgot
finding,
that.
like finding her
Yeah,
randomly.
that'd be really awesome actually.
Yeah.
The whole Wu Tai War, because that's another thing they mentioned the war throughout the
Yeah,
game, and
it's a bit
but
more prominent here.
yeah, that makes sense. Oh man, that actually sounds cool. I don't know. I think there's so much that it just depends what they want to do, man. I mean,
Yeah, they
I
have a whole a whole
like
script, a whole cast worth of material to just play around with now.
yeah, man. I'm really curious what's in their heads, like really bad, because it's just one of those things where, like, again, I don't really trust him, but I mean, I really enjoyed the game, because I mean,
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts
yeah,
3 for
yeah,
me was just don't want to talk about it, but
yeah. Well,
it's just
it's
I don't know.
there were good points, there were bad points. I want to leave it at that.
Since I'm streaming again, maybe I'll give it a shot. I'll pop it in and see
Yeah, yeah.
see if you could join me along the way. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where, like, again, like I liked how, at least as far as the theories concerned, I
Hmm.
feel like they're all, at least at this point, like it all makes sense. Like in some
Yeah,
weird way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mind you, if you have no knowledge of the other 3 pieces of content, Crisis Core, Original, Advent Children, you're gonna be lost. Just don't bother.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
honestly, and like in such a shitty way to say that, but like I think it's just you can't. Like you're not gonna get it because it's like Kingdom Hearts when you didn't play the
Yeah,
mobile game, you're not gonna understand who the fuck
exactly,
the children
exactly.
are. You know what I mean? Like who the fuck are the children? What do you mean?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where, like, damn, like you actually need to play everything to make it not 100% cohesive. I mean, I think right now, if I had to be really honest, as far as the theories are concerned, I'd say it's like at least 75 to 80. You know, like it makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. You know, I think all this makes sense to me. Um, you know, it's an alternate timeline. They're literally making their own story
Yeah,
and remaking the
yeah, for
story,
sure,
and
for sure.
we'll see where it goes. All I know, I was really happy with Genova. That was actually my favorite like section because I really wanted to see what she would look like, and they made her look fucking terrible, and that's what I wanted because like she's such a, and she it's like her first form too.
Oh
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna keep that, but if they keep bringing up different forms, I'm really excited to see how they express that, for sure.
What else? What else do we have? Oh wow. We're gonna get the gold saucer in the next game.
Oh man, I hope that's a
Yeah.
thing because honestly, like Gold Saucer, I remember going to get so much money like out in the real world and just going to spend like I would be in the arcade
Yeah.
playing that
Hours
stupid
and
basketball
hours. Yeah.
game, and there was just so much fun shit to do. I'm sure they're bringing it up, especially because of the Coliseums, because I really enjoyed the Coliseums and
Yeah.
the combat sim. Like
Yeah.
all that was really cool. I don't know, man. There's so much that I hope they keep some of it, not all of it, because I don't need all of it. I
Oh
just
wow. I think
yeah
they're definitely gonna keep the date. The
yeah
date. I mean, they had the dance sequence, full on dance sequence on the remake. So I'm
yeah.
sure they're gonna have another one on par with that. So that date with either you have Tifa, who else was that? Aerith,
I think
Yuffie, or Barrett. Yeah,
I think
I remember
a part of
that.
me is gonna choose Barrett just to see how that
Oh yeah,
goes.
exactly,
'Cause
exactly. Looking forward to that.
it's funny. No,
Yeah,
there's so much I'm excited for. I mean, it's gonna be good. I heard the release is kind of rumored to be at 2023 at this point or
it fits. It
2022, but
fits. Yeah.
because I know they were talking about how like they just wanted to know if they understood how the world should look and if they enjoyed it,
Mm-hmm.
and they said they're already there. And I know it's not necessarily in production now, but it's just kind of in the works. I think once they get a story going, which I hope is
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
planned out for the next two games, but
Oh
you know
man,
we'll see.
yeah. I wouldn't wanna. It would suck if like the whole franchise you get to finish it on what 2030. Oh
Yeah,
man, too long, too long.
yeah. Hopefully at the end of it, like it's like 2026 or five at the end of it, because
2026.
that's what I
Yeah.
would hope so. Because the way I see it right now is like if they have released it this year and next year it goes wide on different platforms, I think when it goes wide, they announce the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one, they're probably going to announce the fact that that's actually a wide release for everyone. Because I think right now they're probably
Yeah.
looking at like, is there even a, well, they might give it a couple months to announce the new game, but they might think about it. Oh, okay, yeah, it was worth having it on wide release. And because I mean, what's the point of putting it on Xbox if no one has played anything else? Because I think that's
Exactly.
their idea in
Exactly.
their head. So it makes sense. I mean, I'm excited to see like where they go from there as far as
Mm-hmm.
how they market that. Because I mean, yeah, they need to market for sure.
I mean, outside of that, Final Fantasy VII
Hmm.
remake. I've read that 16 was actually a thing. Final Fantasy
Oh,
16. Yeah,
hmm.
that I don't know, rumors where they're talking about it, the direction, or if how they're gonna go about this, because it's gonna be the new console generation for
Yeah,
sure. That's for sure.
yeah. No,
And
I would believe that for sure.
yeah, so they have, because I mean Square Enix already disclosed that they have different teams working on different games. They have a Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts game team, they have the Final Fantasy
yeah,
remake 7 remake team, and you know there was a job listing, I think I've seen that,
hmm,
of a big game from Square Enix,
yeah.
uh big franchise game that's in the works. So who knows? Is that maybe Final Fantasy 16. I mean, I haven't. I don't think they're planning any new franchise Square Enix.
Yeah. No, I don't think so
So
either. I don't see that being a thing. At least not yet. Because
yeah,
they have
not
too
yet.
much. I mean, especially like the continuation at this point of Kingdom Hearts. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't see that happening. At least nothing new as far as like IP. I guess that's the word. Yeah, independent
Yeah.
property. Yeah, IP. Yeah.
Nothing there yet.
So
Yeah.
speaking of next gen, what's some of the games that you hope to find on next gen?
Definitely Ghost of Tsushima. I'm getting it for the PS4 this coming July,
Yeah, July.
but I would definitely love to see that on the PS5 because yeah, they did mention PS4 games being compatible with the next gen.
God, I hope so.
So
Honestly, I will buy
yeah.
that if it is. Like that alone is the only reason. Like I wasn't mad about the PS3 not being backwards compatible, but
Yeah.
because like I knew they were working on something like PlayStation Now, and I
Uh-huh.
don't
Uh-huh.
regret
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
as far as how much money I've spent on the PS4 compared to the PS3, like
Yeah.
if you're backwards compatible, hell yeah, like all day. Like
Yeah, having all your games available for the next gen and all of that is enhanced,
yeah,
man, that would be super cool.
I'll be stoked.
Final Fantasy 7 remake on PS5. I mean, zero textures popping in
Oh man,
and 60 FPS.
yeah, that's true. The
Yeah.
textures were kind of rough there, and
Yes,
yeah, but
yeah.
nah, that's fair. That's extremely fair. That's crazy. It's so crazy. Um, I think one I'm looking forward to as far as next gen is concerned would probably have to be honestly the next God of War. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
next
cause I
God of War.
know.
The next
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry.
No, no.
The next Horizon Zero Dawn.
So I have yet to play that. It's in my library. I need to
Oh
download
man.
it and play it. Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard great
Yeah.
things, and I heard it's long.
It
So
is. It is.
I'm definitely gonna pick it up. But I know I have a list right now. I know I'm playing Control, Evil Within, Hollow Knight. There's like a
Uh-huh.
lot going on in my gaming world. But yeah, God of War. I know man, this got out like I wouldn't even say a year ago, but a couple months ago, where they had job listings for Santa Monica,
Uh-huh.
and it seemed like they're already working on the new title. I mean, it's been 2 years since obviously Corey Barlog finished the first God of War, but I think God of War 2, because I know they've talked about this God of War being a trilogy.
Oh man.
And I mean, if
Super
anyone's,
cool.
spoiler alert, if anyone's played God of War, the way everything's foreshadowed
Yeah.
for Kratos and Atreus, it's gonna be interesting because I'm wondering what they foreshadowed and what game it'll be. Will it be the third or will it be the second? Because
Oh yeah.
so
Okay, okay,
so
okay. Interesting.
so that's the one I'm really curious at when they're gonna execute that because I mean if you look at Kratos like after the first battle, it's just so tired, like and I think they're hinting like, oh man, they're gonna pass the baton sort of thing. But I don't know if the baton
No.
should be done then, because I
No, I
personally
don't
think
think
they should
so.
end it that way. And if they do a trilogy, they end it like at the third one. But also like a
Definitely.
whole two full of filler of that journey is kind of weird too. So I guess it depends if there's a time lapse or not. Because I mean,
Yeah.
if anyone went to sleep, and everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say this, like according to them, like literally the next game starts right when you wake up. And I'm just like, okay, so if it just starts from right there, like shit, then there won't be a time lapse, and he's still a kid. So I don't know. I'm real. That's the one game I'm looking forward to next gen, if it is in the
Hmm.
works, and if it's something, I hope they announce. Not necessarily a launch title, but just to mention it, like, hey, just so you
It's
know, like you
there's
buy it.
something here.
Yeah. So, I mean, because that alone would make me buy it, like hands down. Because God of War and The Last of Us are like tied right now for
Hmm.
like franchise favorite Sony product, but we'll see, man. I mean, I think God of War is definitely the next one because I mean, it's now talking about the tech demo. Holy shit! Like holy shit, that thing looked
Yeah.
banana. So remember when
Yeah.
you sent me the link
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
And
so
you actually sent me the link too.
yeah.
That was
so
crazy.
so what's hilarious is like I actually saw the clip only, and I thought that was the whole tech demo.
Hmm.
So it wasn't until I went on YouTube and I was like, wait, it was 8 minutes long. What? So I go on the tech demo on YouTube and I start looking at it and I'm like, dude, I'm mind blown. I could just think of like Uncharted 4, like on that
Oh
Unreal
yeah,
Engine 5,
yeah,
and I'm just
yeah.
like, God, I need to play this. Like I need to try it out. And I fell in love with it, the textures, and it's just crazy that like it might actually beat out PCs for a little bit. I wouldn't say for long, but
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
little
I
bit,
agree.
you
I
know.
agree for a little bit.
But I mean, I think honestly, like, there's probably no use for me to get a PC if I get a PS5 if it wasn't for streaming and podcasting.
Uh
Because
huh.
I think if
For
it
sure.
looks the way it looks, then all right, cool, fuck PCs. You know, I don't need to have ultra settings. You know what I mean? Like, if you're
Yeah.
4K all the time or 8K in this point, then I get, you know, that's fine. So, but nah, it was pretty phenomenal. It's just crazy,
Yeah.
just so crazy.
Games at that. I mean, they mentioned something. Movie textures.
Yeah.
Something about that. Importing movie textures directly in
Mm-hmm.
the game. That would be wow. I mean, the development
Mm-hmm.
process of games would really shorten.
Yeah.
You get faster AAA games coming out because I mean you can just motion capture everything and just import everything directly. It's yeah,
It's insane.
it's the next generation, baby.
I know, man.
Yeah.
It's something I'm like, before the tech demo, I remember telling myself, like, I don't think I'll get it at launch. I mean, I don't think I'll still get it just because considering the limited quantities of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll try. I'll damn well try. Um, but it's just one of those things where, like, it's insane, man. It's so insane how big like technology is getting, and such a shame that like none of this could be revealed at the, you know, at the
Yeah.
properly, because obviously, like, looking at the way things are looking now, I'm really excited to see where it goes, because, you know, like a cool fun fact, because what they were saying, the reason like everything looks so good and everything's like at a quicker speed, the new solid state drive they have
Yeah.
basically runs at 5 gigabytes per second bandwidth
Mhm. Mhm.
is basically what it runs off. So the current PS4 actually runs off 50 to 100 megabytes right now.
That's
So
like
that's insane. Like the biggest
yeah.
upgrade you could possibly think of for PS4. So that's why it just looks insane. So the fact that they're just changing bandwidths like fucking nothing, it's just insane. So I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to
Yeah.
see like where that goes. It's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
it is. It is gonna be great. I mean, it's gonna be great for my wallet. I mean, this holiday is probably gonna be the most the most expensive holiday I might ever see.
Jesus, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean, I think for me, like, all I'm waiting for at this point is Last of Us when it comes out in June,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
probably,
yeah, yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I'll probably just save my money for the possible console I'll try and nab, because I mean the fact that you're the one who sent me the link how it might come out in October. You
Yeah.
know, if that's a thing, I'm gonna literally save from June on and
Yeah,
just you
exactly,
know,
exactly. I
because
mean, October is actually just a few months away. I mean, we're already in the second quarter of this year. I mean, like yesterday, it was just January, and
yeah,
now we're in the second quarter. October is gonna come real soon.
it's so
It's gonna come
crazy.
real soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really stoked. I mean, like, I'm glad gaming and a lot of the work that's been put in is still moving forward, even though financially, like, Sony's in like a negative spot. Like, did you hear about their quarter
Mm-hmm.
four? I'm sorry, their Q1 earnings. The
No,
Q,
no, I haven't.
it was awful. Like, apparently they were down like year over year, millions and millions of dollars,
Oh,
just because like
shit.
factories being closed and obviously like adjusting to
Mm-hmm.
COVID. Um, it's just insane. I mean, but I mean, like obviously they're gonna go through with production on most things, but like that's exactly why there's limited qualities because they
Mm-hmm.
only have X number of workers to make sure they're safe, and it's just
Exactly.
insane. I mean, it's insane, and the fact that like I don't know if they're gonna make it price heavy or not. I mean, I'm glad they haven't said anything personally because
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
I think honestly the way they're marketing PS5, like Xbox has already revealed games, they revealed everything about it, and like not to. I mean, I don't really care. Like none of it sounds like appealing because I've never cared for tech. I mean,
Uh huh.
if I could play a better game on it, sure. I mean, honestly, as long as it's better than the 5 or 4,
Yeah. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But there's just nothing that's appealing as far as like titles. I mean, I appreciate them creating more IPs. You know, like I know they're working on a horror game and it looks pretty dope, and they have a couple things coming out, but just given their track record, I don't know if it's gonna matter. Um, so the way the Sony's keeping quiet and just like slowly building up like this animosity that once people hear that like backwards compatibility,
Mm-hmm.
$500, it's better at this, it's better at this, like not necessarily better than Xbox, but it's just better from our previous generation, and then they're
Yeah.
gonna have I think they're solidifying their game lineup because I think with the studios being out, there's really no telling like what's going on. Because I mean, I know Naughty Dog obviously got held back on
Oh
releasing their
yeah.
game because
Yeah.
COVID was a huge thing
It
to
was a
that
huge hit.
being out in California. So I don't know. I think for me, like at this point, they're just waiting to give us a release that has all the information we need, not this constantly
Yeah.
bringing out new items, every
Yeah. I
other
think.
month.
I think.
So
I. I think that kind of format is a little bit better. I mean,
I think
everything
so.
ready,
Hmm.
and yeah, just give the whole package instead of like maybe snippets and snippets of this and that and rumors and all that.
I
Yeah, I'd
mean,
rather have everything. Uh, I mean, one go.
and also like Tom Sweeney from Epic Games, like he was like loving what PS5 has got going on, which is interesting.
Mm,
Like, I mean, the fact that the tech demo came out of the Unreal Engine 5 came out of PS5 was weird. I mean, because they have a close relationship with Microsoft, so
yeah, yeah.
it's weird. I mean, like, I think obviously that was like another snippet for us that I don't know was intentional or not, but I think that just builds the hype for what's to come because it's going to be pretty insane.
Yep. Totally. Totally.
Oh yeah, man. I
I mean,
mean,
this might really bridge the gap in PC to console games. This generation might really bridge the gap, like you said.
yeah. No, I think so. I mean, honestly, my three things I want for this console, um, what do you call it? Backwards compatibility, um,
True,
um,
true, true.
faster processing, because I really hate downloading these huge games and them taking a long time. Like Last of Us is like 100 plus gigabytes apparently, and
Uh huh.
even when I buy it, I'm gonna have to wait at least an hour or two. You know what I mean?
Just to play,
To
yeah.
play it. So better processing and streaming capabilities that is able to be enhanced and upgraded from what they previously have now. Because obviously, like I love PS4 streaming because it's easy,
Uh
it's
huh.
simple, my quality always comes out consistent. Because I run 720p with 60 frames per second on my streams, and it's legit. Like looks great every time.
Cool.
All I would like is like the comfortability to do like what other streamers do, and being able to customize their overlays and have chat boxes
Yeah,
and like all
like
this really
within.
cool nifty shit that honestly it's outside of their hands probably to
Uh huh.
control, but like that'd be really cool if it's just an upgraded one. If you can
Yeah, exactly.
make my game look a little bit better and more appealing for people, so I don't have to go to a PC and try and do that, because I
Yeah.
think that's like my struggle right now. I have to buy another PC so I could get a better looking, space, I guess is probably the best
Yeah,
way
I
to put
mean
that.
they
So,
have Share Factory, right? So maybe like Share Factory Live where you stream and that's your overlay
you know,
setup right
that's
there.
that's true. I've never actually messed with
Yeah.
that. So that's interesting. That'd actually be really cool. I mean, if they could
Yeah.
integrate both of those systems, and because it's so basic. I mean, it gets the job done.
Exactly,
Like it
exactly.
gets the job done, and I personally really enjoy it because when I'm interacting with streamers, the messages are right there. And at first, I used to hate it because I thought it made my game look dumb. But then after a while, I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
no, this is great because I could talk to these people. They send me a message or like, hey, what's the game about? I'm explaining the game and just playing like normal.
Yeah,
And it's again not
exactly.
the most appealing, but it's fun. I mean, if they could do those three things, I'm still gonna buy it if they don't. But it's just
Yeah.
one of those things. Like if like for sure, like I'd be all over
If
it.
it has that feature, then that's like a bonus thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
like
think, next gen would really focus on streaming, or maybe turning streaming into an easier accessible thing,
yeah,
because the dual sense has a built-in microphone. So I mean, I think that's hinting on, you get your controller, you get a PS5, and you can just start streaming right
yeah.
there without anything else.
That'd be crazy. I mean, it'd be really awesome because I mean that's technically how it is now. You just need a
Hmm.
headset in this case, right? But that's
Yeah,
awesome. I mean, like that's what I hope for sure. Those three things.
definitely, definitely.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, yeah, we talked about a lot today. It was good.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like all
That
those
was that
theories
was
weren't that.
good.
It wasn't that confusing either. I felt like I thought that over a lot because I didn't want to make it sound weird. So
Yeah, it was. I think everybody who played has that one general idea of what Final Fantasy is
yeah,
going to be. The direction. That's the word. The direction it's going. So yeah, I guess all we gotta do is wait, wait for the next game. We have The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and what else? We have
I think you got
Assassin's
Cyberpunk.
Creed, Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cyberpunk in September. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot going on before the next Final Fantasy. So I guess the gamers are all set.
yeah. I mean, it's good that this hobby ended up coming in handy at one point. So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going super crazy, crazy enough, but it's not super crazy. So,
Yeah.
but hey, tell everyone where they could find you, so they could check out your content and anything you got going on.
Cool, cool. So on Facebook you can find me. Just search at Gian Dakay. That's the at symbol GIANDAKAY. And yeah, all of my stuff is there. You can actually check out my YouTube also. I'm planning to stream there, or I don't know, Twitch, YouTube, but both usernames are Operation Melody, because I actually make my music. So I guess I'm just gonna use that channel for my gaming also, because yeah, my music is a hobby thing, and maybe I can integrate my gaming into that, and yeah, just reuse the channel. So yeah,
Oh
so
yeah,
Gian Dakai on Facebook, and yeah, Operation Melody on YouTube.
sweet, dope, man. Um, well, appreciate everyone tuning in today and hearing us talk about Final Fantasy and next gen consoles. Let me know what you guys think. Give me a like and go ahead and share. Check me out on Twitch. Still playing some Hollow Knight. I know I'm working on collabs with a couple other people. Be on the lookout on my Facebook as well because I'm coming out on more podcasts sooner rather than later. Pretty soon, talking about my career. One of them's about my career, and another
Cool,
one's
cool.
kind of been about like, man, I'm trying to remember what it was. Nope, I don't remember the other one. But one is definitely about my career, and that's, at least for me, it's an interesting story, and hopefully you guys find some value in that too. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
No, thank you, thank you.
It was great having you on the show, man. We definitely got to do another one for sure.
Definitely, I had so much fun. Thanks so much.
Of course, man. We'll definitely have you on, and won't take 2 months. I promise. So,
Yeah, cool, cool.
um,
I'll hold you to that.
yeah, right. You just sent me a really bad angry text like, "One, I need to come on." Like, this would be funny. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching today, and you all be safe out there. Thank you so much, and I'll catch y'all later.
Cool, cool.